and then your position with the university.
I am the chancellor of University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, and that is, I'm in the 4th business day of my tenure here.
So what is that like, just starting off now, taking over?
I'm like a child in a toy store, if you would, so excited. At the same time, for me, this is not a job. This is my lifelong commitment to higher education. I'm a first-generation student myself. My mom and dad never went to school, but education can not only transform lives, but especially first generations, it transforms the society, the families, and it builds strong communities. I feel like I am really contributing to not only the lives of the families and the dreams of the children, if you would, the next generation, but at the same time, we're building a stronger nation. And that's education all the way. So it really, I'm excited. I have a strong team of people, great support from the state leadership. And the proof is we are here today celebrating more investment in the universities to build up the next generation's needs for education and guide them to be conscientious leaders and civic citizens of this great nation and of this community.
And talking about those financial investments, I mean, when they were polling around for a new chancellor and they decided on you, you were very strong in the financials department. What are you going to bring to the chancellor position after UWO has suffered from various deficits for the budget?
Yeah, so I'm an economist by training, and my doctorate is in finance. So the training that then combined with the experience of turning around Western Connecticut State University, the experiences that I bring in are simple in one sense. The maximization of stability comes when your tuition revenue, alternative sources of revenue, incoming cash flows are optimized, and the costs are efficiently managed. So those two would be my main levers. When we come to tuition revenues, we are going to be very programmatic, innovative, so that we not only bring education that is for the future of the students, professional success, personal success, that'll bring in the students and the revenue coming along with it. At the same time, we will be very efficient using technology, making sure that the job contents are well aligned with the future of the workforce. That way, what we are doing is investing, not just cost cutting, investing to get not only the financial returns, but the returns that the community wants, the return that builds us as a state, the returns that are in terms of our businesses being supported, the returns in terms of professors and students teaching and doing research in supporting our dairy farming, our farmers, sustainable farming, if you would. So when we come to financial stability, it is how relevant we are to the state, how relevant we are. So people will come to Oshkosh as our students. They will bring tuition revenue. And we, as stewards of state resources, taxpayers' money, we are very focused on costs. But we are also, as a finance person, bringing an investment mentality. If it brings in financial and community return on our investments, we will make those investments. And this is the finest example of that.
Yeah, and coming in here, seeing Evers touring around Pulk Library, I myself have been around Pulk Library for 4 years when I was here, and hearing all about how there were plans to renovate and reimagine the library, and now it seems that that's finally moving along. How does that feel to kind of be jumping in right here, right when it's getting into the meat of it?
I think I am really excited. I would be engaged from the very design to the very implementation, and the newness of a building, if you would, and the newness of the spirit when we move in. I think I feel blessed that I am part of this resurgence. This is the first symbol of our resurging back to prominence, eminence. And certainly it will require a lot of hard work, but I have a very strong team here, and I have very strong support from our system office, if you would, the University of Wisconsin. We go back and forth in terms of sharing ideas. Our shared governance model here is very successful. The faculty and the staff, they are partners here. So together, I feel I have inherited an institution that is beyond comparison in terms of its positivity, the spirit with which we're going to build it. and we are going to build it for next generations to come.
And we heard a little bit from Martini on the tour talking about the problems that are happening with Pulk Library. And do you have kind of a sense of where these problems lie and what this new renovation would be fixing?
Yeah, a couple of things. I'm an economist, so I probably will not be the good person to talk about engineering, but at the same time, they gave me a tour as well, and I could see the rusting of the pipes, in fact, the breaking of the pipes in underground as well, which would lead to water damage, our books, our buildings, the carpets, and then it will dysfunctionalize the spaces, and students will not be able to take classes or come to the library. Bigger than that is the danger, the safety and security that this renovation will take care of. Not only the creating spaces for growth of our students, the technology that we will bring in, the savings in terms of the cost of maintenance will also be plugged into this university's towards the student success. More importantly, I would say that this is, in addition to the physical indication of where we are headed, it's also raising the pride and the spirit and the profile nationally of this university, because we're going to bring the entire community into this. We want to be, as an anchor institution of the community, be partners in their aspirations. I do believe that not only will this investment take care of the leakages and health and safety hazards, but also bring in a national model of how good leadership at state level, good investment at state level are stewarded by institutions, leadership at institutional levels, and how it really transformed the societies and the communities around us.
So you spoke a little bit about how this new library space, this new common space, would be the start of the resurgence of UWO. And what are you planning to bring to the chancellor role and the university to, I guess, be the steward of this new beginning?
Yeah. So education is a public good. It is for the good of the public. And my goal would be to make education affordable and accessible to as many as possible. Open minds, open hearts. That is the motto of higher education. And I have followed this. But that noble, to some extent, it is divine in my mind, to educate children to become who they want to become to the best of their potential. But beyond that, you need financial, prudent decision-making. And my background, my experiences, that's where I will be bringing this university to a more solid, long-term, sustainable financial viability. The third thing that I want to highlight is the world is changing so fast. The academic programs that we are teaching now will need to be reinvented, if you would, and that's what the goal would be. I have strong faculty support, strong staff support, strong leadership team support here at University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. We're going to be innovating. Watch out for us that we bring in a lot more of artificial intelligence, the machine learning, and how these, in fact, I want to make it a point here, how these academic programs train our students for a future that is yet not even defined. 50% of white-collar jobs, according to some CEO yesterday, you'll have to check which CEO it is, they will be not existing anymore. White-collar jobs this time. And we need to make sure that students learn so that they can quickly be agile and adapt to the changing needs as the technology comes in. What does that mean is my fourth priority, along with the shared vision of this university community, is we want to serve the community and bring them on campus, and campus goes to the town, so that we are seamlessly one rather than the university and the town. One last point that I want to make out as a vision of this university and President Rothman and the board when they hired me was how do we serve, and that's part of the governor's mandate, if you would, and his vision. How do we serve the rural communities, making access of education available to them, whether it is programs that are relevant to them, sustainable agriculture, for example, dairy farming, that's the crown of Wisconsin. And I'm very interested in our faculty showcasing their research, connecting with the dairy farmers and the farmers in general, and bringing their next generation to farming as a joy, as a sustainable financial livelihood with dignity and pride. Universities have done well. Universities are meant to be land-grant institutions supporting agriculture and normal schools that we used to have. I want to bring that vision of this university serving rural community, farming community, making farming a joy for the next generations, and also bringing economic vitality to the industry of farming as such. That's where we are headed.
That's everything that I have for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't mention that you think is important for folks to know?
Yes, you've covered it very well, and we are proud of you as our alum too. I do want to make an appeal to all of us as Wisconsinites. Education is the surest and the most guaranteed path to a lifelong of earnings, lifelong of having a voice that will be heard where the decisions are made. It is most empowering of the next generation. So I would say don't fall to skepticisms about higher education. Bring in, explore, be partners. Doors are open, hearts are open. We want everyone to consider us, and we would pledge we'll give our best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.